is good? My Slimes. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to mix rap vocals like a pro. So, let's get it. Alright, so before I show you how I did the vocals, I'm going to show you the before and after all the effects and synths. So, here we go. Here's the before.
Let me tell you something real quick. I give no fucks, that's it. Packing up money like bags of dope.
Like
the beats in the oven like fire.
shit.
Oh god, that shit's so lit.
You get the point. It doesn't sound good. Here's what it sounds like after.
Let me tell you something real quick. I give no fucks, that's it. Packing up money like bags of dope. Put the beats in the oven like fire. On God, that shit's so lit. Put that up over my mantle while I rock instrumental. On God, I pray for mama and baby. I got been treating them lately.
That sounded pretty lit. So let me show you how I did it. So before I show you what effects I use for different parts, I'm going to show you how I actually recorded the vocal. So for my recording chain, I have a generic EQ, and then I have light compression, and then I have Edison. And that's all I use. This auto-tune after is just so whoever's singing can actually hear the auto-tune when they're singing, but it doesn't actually affect the vocal. It's just for a listener. This is how I mix the main vocal. I have an EQ, just getting rid of some bad frequencies and some hisses. And then I have a compressor that acts kind of lightly on the vocal, just getting rid of those super top end peaks. And then I have another compressor following right up that's a little bit harsher on the vocal, that keeps everything a lot more flat and really consistent. And then I have auto-tune, I have Soundgoodizer as distortion, and then I have another EQ just to boost some highs and give my voice some more presence. I have another main vocal, so if I wanted to like make the other verse vocal or something slightly different, I could do that, but it has the exact same set of parameters on it, and it has the exact same sends. Now moving on to the left and right vocal. I use this in the chorus. As you can see, I have like 2 takes, and so all that does is my left is on 5, my right is on 6, and I just pan one slightly one way and slightly the other way, and then they're both sent to a submix. As you can see, they both don't have any effects on them individually, they just have effects together, and the effects are the exact same as the ones on my main vocal, the exact same. So that goes to show copy and paste does work with different vocal effects. And then moving on to like layers, so like ad-libs, harmonies, that sort of thing. Layer 1, nothing on it again. Layer 2, nothing on it again. Just like the left and rights, right? But then we have a submix of those, and that just has EQ, double compression, auto-tune, and another Soundgoodizer. And then I have slots for like an octave down if you wanted that, with distortion like the Soundgoodizer, and same thing with pitched up, whether it be a fifth or an octave. This will just give you more options in terms of how you adjust the levels and if you want to automate it, things like that. Now, other than mixing the vocal, the effects that we use on them are very important as well. So the way I use effects on these vocals is I use sends. So instead of putting like on slot 7 here, just adding like a reverb here like that, what I do is I send it out to a different reverb, then I have more control with these knobs here to just change the amount of reverb. But so first off, we have compression, the compression send. What this does is it gives the vocal more presence in the mix. So I'll show you before and after so you can see what I'm talking about.
Put that up over my mantle while I rock instrumental. On God.
So you see how it just feels kind of like empty, like the vocal just kind of feels like, ugh, you know, if that makes any sense. But then when I increase it,
Put that up over my mantle while I rock instrumental.
it just sits a lot heavier in the mix. The vocal just feels more dense, but in like a good way. And so all that is, it's just a compressor with a really hard ratio, basically a limiter.
Put that up over my mantle.
And it just adds like this base layer of, and I route all my vocals, including layers, to this compression mix. Next, I have the reverb submix. This just has one reverb on it. I have Luxverb, and when you do this, you want to get rid of the dry completely, because if you don't, you're going to have a duplicate of the main signal, and all you want is the wet, which is the reverb, if that makes sense. So just think of wet as reverb, dry as main. So like if the wet was all the way down, you know, you just wouldn't hear any reverb. And I also have a reverb long, so it's identical, just has a longer tail. So I just change the K time. And then I have a delay 1 and 2. So if I want to delay with like a eighth beat and a quarter beat, I could have them separated. And that'd be super easy to do. It's just a matter of clicking this and then routing with this like that. And then I also have a vocal master. So you can see as I click through, everything has like the vocal sense. It's like routed to some type of effect, but everything is routed to this vocal master. Every single thing. It always ends up here. And at the vocal master, I just have a limiter, and that's just going to get rid of the very, very peaks when everything sums together. Because when everything sums, it's getting louder, louder, louder. So if I have a bunch of layers in a certain part, I don't want it to be like necessarily the most loud. I mean, it should be louder, but it shouldn't like clip my song. It shouldn't be so dynamically different that it's going to just mess everything up and I'm going to have to, add a bunch of automation clips. Instead, I can just do this, and it's really simple, really easy, just a matter of routing it to your master. And then in terms of my actual master on the whole track, I just have an EQ getting rid of some super lows, some super highs, and I also have a limiter just to affect gain and make sure I don't go over that 0 dB threshold. And that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you're interested in getting this vocal template for yourself, it'll be for free in the link in the description below. And to the next one, peace.